In these fractions, if you observe the denominator, all the denominators are irrational numbers. Root 2 is an irrational number. Root 5 plus root 3 is also an irrational number. Root 7 minus 4 is also an irrational number. In all these cases, in the denominator, we got irrational numbers. In simplifying fractions, when you are getting irrational numbers in the denominator, it is difficult to simplify the expressions. It is difficult to simplify the fractions. In that case, we have to rationalize. We have to make this denominator as a rational number. We have to rationalize this denominator, root 5 plus root 3, as a rational number. Root 7 minus 4, it is an irrational number. We have to make it as a rational number. To make these denominators as rational numbers, we have to identify, we have to find an irrational number. We have to find an irrational number. If we multiply this irrational number with that irrational number, you should get a rational number. Then the second irrational number is said to be rationalizing factor or rationalization factor. For example, in this example, 1 by root 2. 1 by root 2. If you multiply and divide the fraction by root 2, then please listen these examples, my dear children. You can understand what is meant by rationalization factor. In the denominator, root 2 is there. We are making the denominator as a rational number by multiplying this fraction, numerator and denominator, by 2. Then what happens? What will happen? Let us see here. 1 into 2. What will you get? Root 2. In the numerator, what will you get? 1 into root 2. Root 2 by. In the denominator, root 2 into root 2. What is the value of root 2 into root 2? Anyone can tell? What, my dear Shanti? Are you not able to see the screen? Now, is it okay? Shanti?
Sir, this side, rather. No, sir. Yes, sir.
Now, is it okay? Shanti?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So here, this fraction, in this fraction, in the denominator, irrational number is there. We are making this irrational number by multiplying the numerator and denominator of this fraction by root 2. Then let us see what will happen. 1 into root 2, what will get in the numerator? Root 2. In the denominator, root 2 into root 2. What will you get here? Anyone can tell the answer? Root 2 into root 2. What is the value of root 2 into root 2?
Root 4.
Root 4. Okay, very good. Root 4. That is equal to root 2 by, what is the value of root 4?
2.
Very good. Yes. If you observe the denominator, after calculation part is over, if you observe the denominator, we got 2. Is it a rational number or irrational number? Is it a rational number or an irrational number? Tell me, in the denominator.
Rational number.
2 is a rational number. We made this irrational number as a rational number by doing this process. This is called rationalizing the denominator. And in this case, root 2 is called rationalizing factor or rationalization factor. Let us take another example. 5 by root 5 plus root 3. 5 by root 5 plus root 3. Now we have to find out which irrational number is suitable, by which if you multiply this number, then we get a rational number. Here root 5 plus root 3. If we multiply this numerator and denominator of this fraction by root 5 minus root 3, a simple trick between these two numbers, here plus sign is there, I have taken minus. That is only the simple trick. To get the rationalizing factor, to know the rationalization factor of an irrational number in this form, simply change the sign in between. If there is a plus sign is there, then just write a minus. Write the remaining two numbers as it is. Now let us see what will happen after multiplying the numerator and denominator by root 5 minus root 3. Okay, my children. 5 into root 5 minus root 3 by, if you observe the denominator, it is in the form of a plus b into a minus b. Observe the denominator carefully, my children. Observe the denominator carefully here. If you observe the denominator carefully, it is in the form of a plus b into a minus b, where a is equal to root 5, b is equal to root 3. You have to imagine a is equal to root 5, b is equal to root 3. So a plus b into a minus b. We use that algebraic identity. Do you remember that for algebraic identity, my dear children? You have learnt that algebraic identity in 8th class. A plus b into a minus b. Can you tell me, anyone? What is the algebraic identity? A plus b into a minus b. Can you, anyone?
Sir, a square minus b square.
Yes, my dear Bibina, a square minus b square. So what is a here? Root 5. Root 5 whole square minus, what is b here? Root 3 whole square. Because a plus b into a minus b is equal to a square minus b square. By applying this algebraic identity, we wrote denominator root 5 whole square minus root 3 whole square. Okay, my children. Now in the numerator, let us multiply, or you can leave that numerator as it is, 5 into root 5 minus root 3. In the denominator, what do we get? Yes, good morning, my dear Ben Johnson. Why are you late?
Sorry, sir.
For coming? Yes. Then what will you get in the numerator? In the denominator, what is the value of the first term? Root 5 whole square. What is the value of root 5? Here two terms are there. Two terms are there in the
Sir,
denominator.
5.
5, very good, my dear Bibina. Here square root and square gets cancelled. Square root sign and square gets cancelled. We get only 5. And a minus, come to the second term. Here root 3 whole square. Second term is root 3 whole square. Then what is the value of root 3 whole square?
Sir, 3.
3. Very good. Because root 2 a square is equal to a only. By using this property, root a square or root a whole square. Root a whole square is equal to a. Okay. Now let us see what will happen in the denominator. 5 into root 5 minus root 3 by the denominator. What will you get? 5 minus 3. What is the value of 5 minus 3?
2.
Sir, 2.
Yes, 2. Only few students are responding. Even a simple questions. I asked here 5 minus 3. What is the value of 5 minus 3? Even Anmoldeep, no response. Rahul, Princeton, only Ayush, not responding. Very simple questions I asked here. 5 minus 3. What is the value of 5 minus 3? Are you there online or simply attending the class and went somewhere? Huh? Even for a simple questions, you are not responding. I'm not asking a difficult questions. Very simple questions. 5 minus 2. What is the value of 5 minus 3? Simply you are silently sitting. What is the use of sitting silently in the class? If you are not interacting with the teacher, how can you learn the subject? Even for a small, simple questions, it shows you are not concentrating here. You are not paying attention here. Please avoid that attitude. Please avoid that attitude. I'm not asking very difficult questions. Bibina is answering to my questions, even though it is a difficult question. Okay, she has some knowledge. She has some basic knowledge. Well, what about the small questions, simple questions? For the few simple questions also not responding. 5 minus 3. What is the value of 10 minus 3? Like this. Why are you not responding, my dear children? Please change your attitude. Even for a simple questions, at least for simple questions, respond to my questions. So what you got in the denominator? 2. Is it a rational number or irrational number? Tell me. Is it a rational number?
The rational number.
So we made here, actually in the given fraction, there is a irrational number in the denominator. We made this denominator as a rational number by following this process. This process is called rationalizing.
Sir, but the numerator is changed to irrational number, no, sir?
Okay, it is not a problem. We focus. Our main aim is, our main intention is making the denominator as a rational number. That's all.
Okay, sir.
It doesn't matter whether the numerator is an irrational number or rational number. It doesn't matter. We are not paying attention on the numerator. We are paying attention only on the denominator. In making the denominator as a rational number. Understood this point, my dear children? Now
Yes,
let us take the third example. 10 by root 7. Is it okay, my dear children? Screen?
Yes, sir. Okay, sir.
10 by root 7 minus 4. In the denominator, in this fraction, in the denominator, which type of number it is? Rational number or an irrational number? Can you tell me, anyone? Rational number, is this number a rational number or irrational number? Because difference of an irrational number and a rational number is always an irrational number. In the previous class, we have discussed sum or difference of a rational number and an irrational number is always an irrational number. Remember this point. Similarly, sum or difference of any two irrational numbers is always an irrational number. That is why here in the denominator it is an irrational number. So our main intention is we have to make this denominator as a rational number. How do you make this irrational number as a rational number? By multiplying the numerator and denominator. First of all, we have to identify which irrational number is suitable to make this irrational number as a rational number. Previously, I told you, in between, if there is a minus sign, just to change its sign. Keep it plus. Now, can you tell me what is the rationalizing factor of this number? Can you tell me? Root 7 minus 4. Then what is the, yes, my dear Bibina? Tell me, my dear Bibina.
Sir, root 7 plus 4.
Very good. Yes, you are following well. You are following the class well. All of you pay attention, my dear children. Previously, I told you, if there is a plus sign, we have to keep.
Sir, but I am able to see the screen clearly, sir.
Yes, then what about this boy? This boy is asking Sruja. Who is asking now? Who asked
Sir,
this?
Shanti is asking, sir.
Shanti, what is a problem in your?
Sir, I think she is not able to see it clearly.
Why? What are you using? Mobile phone or laptop or system? My dear Shanti, which device you are using? Shanti, my dear Shanti, you adjusted your screen? Yes. Now it is okay. Is it okay? Are you able to? Yes. Okay. No problem solved. Now let us see what will happen after multiplying the numerator and denominator by this number. We are taking this number. Okay. Bibina told this number. How this number is written? By observing that this irrational number. By observing. With the help of this number only, Bibina told. By following my instruction. Previously I told if there is a minus sign, keep here plus a sign in between the numbers. That is only simple technique. Simple technique. So let us see what will happen. So 10 into root 7 plus 4 in the numerator we get. In the denominator, always if you multiply denominator by its rationalization factor, almost in all cases you get a plus b into a minus b form only. Almost all the cases, in all the cases you get a plus b into a minus b. You have to apply that algebraic identity. What is the algebraic identity a plus b into a minus b? Can you tell me? All are sitting silently. Or except Bibina. Except Bibina, nobody is responding.
Sir.
Bibina, just wait, my dear. Down your hand. Okay, my dear Shanti, now tell me. I will ask you Sri Darshan later. Now Shanti, I am giving chance to Shanti. Tell me, my dear Shanti. Yes. What is the algebraic identity a plus b into a minus b? Tell me. A plus b into a minus b. Without listening the question, what, my dear Shanti? Without listening the question, you raised your hand. Without listening the question clearly, why did you raise your hand without listening the question? Okay, my dear Shanti. Okay, my dear Janesh. Sorry, Shanti, Sri Darshan. Not my dear Janesh. I will ask you later. Sri Darshan, tell me, my dear Sri Darshan, what is the algebraic identity a plus b into a minus b?
Sir, a square minus b square.
Yes. All of you listen these algebraic identities, my dear children. You have already learned this algebraic identity in earlier class, in 8th class itself. Don't forget. Okay. By applying this algebraic identity in the denominator, where a is equal to root 7 and b is equal to 4, root 7 whole square, a square minus 4 whole square. Okay. Now, let us simplify the denominator. We leave the numerator as it is 10 into root 7 plus 4. 10 into root 7 plus 4. In the denominator, what will you get here? In the
7 minus
denominator, there are two terms. Let us write the values of every term separately. Let us write the values of every
7
term.
minus 16, sir.
7 minus 4. Again, we have to simplify the denominator.
Sir, 7 minus 16, sir.
Yes, my dear Janesh, you are mistaken, my dear Janesh. 4
He
square
said
here.
16 only, sir.
Yes, my dear Bibina. Not my dear Janesh, not 4. 4 square. That is why you have to concentrate. You have to observe the terms. Okay. Carefully. You have to observe the terms carefully. Okay. So root 7 whole square you get here, square root and 7, root and the square gets cancelled, we get 7 minus 4 square is a 16. Now let us find in the denominator only. We do not touch numerator. We write the numerator as it is. 10 into root 7 plus 4 by what will you get? 7 minus
Minus
16 minus 9. That's all. If you want to take this minus sign, if you want to take minus sign to the numerator part, we get minus 10 into root 7 plus 4 by 9. In general, we write minus sign in the numerator. In case there is a minus sign in the denominator, we have to take it into the numerator. So if you observe here in the denominator, we got 9. Actually, in the denominator, root 7 minus 4 is there. It is an irrational number. By following this procedure, by performing this procedure, we got the denominator 9. It is a rational number. So that is why this number, root 7 plus 4 is called rationalization factor or rationalizing factor of root 7 minus 4. Okay, my children, understood this point? Now,
Yes, sir.
I will prepare a table for which irrational numbers, what are the rationalizing factors. For your convenient, I am writing here some irrational numbers and their rationalizing factors. You have to remember these rationalizing factors as a formula. Irrational number. See here, let A and B be two positive real numbers. Let us consider A and B are two any positive real numbers. Positive real numbers. Now, in the denominator, if root A is there, as we have discussed in the previous example, first example, root 2 is there, then it's a rationalizing factor. Root 2a only. It means we have to multiply that fraction. Numerator and denominator by root a. See this example, previously we have done that only. Here root 2. Here root 2 is there. In the denominator, root 2 is there. We multiplied the fraction, numerator and denominator by root 2. Similarly, so you have to remember these rationalizing factors. Then it is easier to you to make the denominators as rational numbers. Now screen okay, my dear children? Screen.
Okay, sir.
Yes. N root a. In the denominator, n root a. N means some real number where n is a real number. N root a. In that case, if you want to rationalize that denominator, all of you remember these are all in the denominators only. Always you get these in the denominators. In that case, to make that denominators as a rational number, we have to multiply that fraction, numerator and denominator, by these numbers. Okay. Okay, my children. A plus root b. A plus root b. Then it's a rationalizing factor. Can you tell me what is the rationalizing factor of this irrational number? Anyone? A plus root b. Previously I told you just to change its sign. Here plus is there, just to keep here minus. Similarly, a minus root b. A minus root b. A minus root b. What is the
A
rationalizing
plus root b.
A plus root b. A plus root b. Root a plus root b. Root a plus root b. What is the rationalizing factor?
So root A minus root B.
Yes, very good. Root a minus root b. Root a minus root b. Please remember this table, my dear children. And lastly, I will write one more.
So
One more,
one minute,
right.
can you show the before page?
What, my dear Sujana?
So can you show the before page?
Previous page.
Yes, sir.
This page. Examples you want?
So the next page.
Next page. Table you want?
Yes, sir.
Is it visible to you, Srujana?
Yes, sir.
Are you writing the notes now? Srujana, are you writing the classwork notes now itself?
Excuse
Sir,
me, sir.
no.
Yes. Who?
Sir, Ben Johnson.
Tell me, Ben Johnson.
Sir, yesterday did you post any classwork, sir?
No, I mentioned in the WhatsApp group also, because of some technical issue, I could not post any classwork. I did
sir.
not assign any work yesterday for you. I did not
Okay,
post
sir.
the classwork notes, yesterday's classwork notes. I will
Okay, sir.
post today's classwork notes along with yesterday classwork notes. I will post it in the Google Classroom today.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
my dear Ben Johnson? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, my dear Srujana, shall we go to the next point?
Yes, sir.
Yes. And finally, one more irrational number. One more irrational number. Here we have taken root a plus root b. Sixth one, just I am writing as a table here. Root a minus root b. Then what is the rationalizing factor of root a minus root b?
So root A plus root B.
Yes, very good. My dear Bibina, root a plus root b. Please remember these rationalizing factors. Remember these rationalizing factors. Okay, my dear children. A simple technique, no need to memorize. No need to memorize here. Again, I will show you one more time this table. Rationalizing factors. Rationalizing factors. Are you able to watch the screen completely?
Sir, if the number is like inside root 2, if the n is there, means then how, sir? N root A.
I will tell you one more example. One example I will tell you for this one. For this one, I will tell you one example. Okay. If root a is there in the denominator, like root 2, root 7, previously we have discussed one example. Then its rationalizing factor is root a. If the denominator is in the form of n root a, I will explain by taking one example for this one. In the denominator, if a number is in this form n into root a, then its rationalizing factor is root a only, not n root a. Okay, because n is already a rational number. N is already a rational number. No need to make it as a rational number. We had to make this root a as a rational number. So to make this root a as a rational number, we are multiplying the fraction numerator and denominator by root a only. I will explain by taking one example. In the denominator a plus root b is there, then its rationalizing factor is a minus root b. If in the denominator a minus root b is there, then its rationalizing factor is a plus root b. Root a plus root b is there in the denominator, then its rationalizing factor is root a minus root b. And root a minus root b. If root a minus root b is there, then root a plus root b is a rationalizing factor. Okay, my children. Now we'll explain one example. 5 by, okay, 7 root 10. 5 by 7 root 10. If you observe the denominator, it is in the form of n root a. N root a. Okay, my children. So we are rationalizing the denominator. We are going to rationalize because 7 root 10 is an irrational number. The denominator, irrational number is there. We are making this irrational number as a rational number. So 5 by 7 root 10 into, what is the rationalizing factor of this number? Root 10 only, not 7 root 10. Don't be confused here, my children. Here rationalizing factor is root 10 only, not 7 root 10. Now let us see what will happen, whether we are getting a rational number in the denominator or not. No, we use cross multiplication in the at the time of equations only. In equations only, we use that method, cross multiplication. In LHS, one fraction will be there. In RHS, another fraction will be there. In that
So the
case,
answer is 5 root 10 by 7 10 the whole square.
7 root 10 whole square. 7 root 10 whole square. That is equal to 5 root 10 by 7 into root 10 whole square. What is the value of root 10 whole square?
So 10.
10. Okay. Now let us simplify here. So 5 1 times, 5 2 times. We can strike out. We can cancel. If possible, we can cancel. So finally we got in the numerator root 10 by 7 into 2. In the denominator we got 7
14.
into 2, 14. That's all. After performing this rationalizing factor, what is the denominator in the last step? What is the denominator in the last step? Who is this? What is the denominator in the last step?
Sir, rational number, sir.
It's rational number. Very good. 14 is a rational number. So after performing this procedure, we got a rational number in the denominator. Understood this concept, my dear children? Rationalizing factor of an irrational number. With the help of this table, we make denominators. If there are irrational numbers in the denominators, every time we make irrational numbers in the denominators as a rational number with the help of rationalizing factors. Okay, my dear children? Understood this point?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, these are the concepts for this exercise 1.5. Exercise 1.5 concepts. In the next class, we start the sums in the exercise 1.5. Okay, my children, all of you write the classwork notes and submit your classwork notes sincerely and seriously. Let us start exercise 1.5. All of you open your textbooks, my dear children, page number 24. Page number 24. Tell me the first question. Read the first Roman. Read the first Roman. What is the question in the first Roman? My dear Mansi, you are also not attending the classes regularly. Mansi, you are also not attending the classes regularly. Why are you not attending the classes regularly?
Network problem, sir.
Sorry?
Network problem.
Network issue. Okay, have you informed to your class teacher? Mansi,
No, sir.
you have to inform to your class teacher if any technical issue is there, if any network issue is there, if you are unable to attend the classes, you have to inform to your class teacher as well as subject teacher. It's your responsibility. Understood, my dear children? I told this point for many times, not only today, not only for Mansi, for all the children, I told many times. If any page number 24, I wrote here clearly on the screen. Shanti, see the screen. I wrote here clearly page number 24. What is the first Roman? Tell me the first Roman. Read that first Roman. Kavya, can you read the first Roman? Okay, my dear Sridarshan. Carry on, my dear Sridarshan. Read that first Roman.
Classify the following numbers as rational or irrational numbers.
Yes. Here some numbers are given. Here some numbers were given. We have to classify them as rational numbers and irrational numbers. Okay, my children. Here directly I am writing as a table in the form of rational numbers and irrational numbers.
Sir, we don't want to solve it and write.
What, my dear? Bibina?
Sir, without solving itself, we can write it, sir.
Yes, sometimes we have to solve it. We have to solve it. Sometimes we have to solve it. So first one, take that first one here. 2 minus root 5. In rough work, first of all, write this number. 2 minus root 5. It is an irrational number. Yes or no? 2 minus root 5 is an irrational number. Because 2 is a rational number and root 5 is an irrational number. We are taking the difference of a rational number and irrational number. It is an irrational number. Now see the second one. 3 plus root 3, root 23 minus root 23. Simplify that expression. Finally, what will you get? 3 plus root
Sir,
3
we'll get to
minus root 23. Now simplify this expression. What will you get? 3 plus root 23 minus root 23. Here root 23 minus root 23 gets cancelled and finally we get 3. This is a rational number. Understood this point, my dear children? Now take the third question. 2 root 7 by 2 root 7 by 7 root 7. 2 root 7 means 2 into root 7 by 7 root 7 means 7 into root 7. Here root 7 gets cancelled. After simplification, we get to 2 by 7. It is a rational number. Okay, my children. Now come to the fourth number. Fourth number, 1 by root 2. 1 by root 2. If you observe the denominator, root 2, it is an irrational number. Okay. So it is the complete number is an irrational number. And the fifth one, 2 pi. It is also an irrational number. Pi is an irrational number. We multiplied this irrational number by a rational number. But the resultant number is also an irrational number. Like this, we have classified the given numbers into rational numbers and irrational numbers. Okay, my dear children?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Now the time is 9 past 47 minutes. 9 past 47 minutes. Now you can leave the meeting, my dear children. Take rest. Take care of your health, my dear children. Stay at home. Stay safe.
Thank you, sir. Bye, sir.
Sanitize your hands frequently and maintain social distance, my dear children. And do the work. Do your work and submit your work sincerely on time, because your submission of work will also be considered for internal assessment. For calculating internal assessment marks, your submission of work is also will be considered. Please remember this point, my dear children. Don't escape